the shooter at the Garlic Festival. We've now learned a few days later that it was actually a suicide. So these first reports are really tend to be not that they're always wrong, but they are just something that is part of the information we have to take in.
And Juliet, as you're talking, we're seeing video that's just now coming in. You know, it looks like someone's cell phone video running, moving. Yeah. You can see now what appears to be one shopper running. And we don't know in which location this is, whether that's, you know, in one of the lockdown locations, and these images have been sent. Oh, now we're seeing them actually in the parking lot running. I don't have anything more to tell you about how these images were obtained, the story of this, but you can see it puts us there in a moment. You know, the sheer panic. You know, what happens after people hear gunfire or hear that there is an active shooter?
Right. You know, to run away is obviously the right response at this stage. And you led, as Jonathan was explaining, that the only priority of the police right now is to get the shooter. It's actually not to get people out of the building right now. They need to get this shooter or shooters to bring it down. If we're hearing multiple reports of injuries, it means that either, you know, let me put it this way. The fact that the El Paso police have not provided any more information says to me that this is at least serious active shooter case, and they do not have any news to provide except to the public. And this is where these are lessons learned after Columbine and after all these active shooter cases. The best the police can do right now is just provide information to the public in the surrounding area. Stay put and do not go to that area. I know it's hard for people watching, have family members in the area.
And let me ask you, Jonathan, quickly. You know, so we've seen these images. We see what, you know, the Dillard's department store. Rosa Flores has reported on, you know, a Walmart being there and other big restaurant chains. So now that gives us a better idea about the size of this shopping mall. These are large establishments, which means a lot of people on a Saturday early in the day. Talk to me about the then approach from law enforcement to deal with something, you know, geographically so large on the map.
So again, it goes to containment. Law enforcement has to set up a perimeter. They have to, try to, contain this threat, ensure that if there is an active shooter, that individual, that threat doesn't try to put their weapon down and integrate into fleeing individuals. So this is a very dynamic and challenging moment for law enforcement as they're trying to address this threat. Complicating the matter further, as we're hearing that there are injuries, emergency medical responders are not going to go into an active shooter zone. They're not going to go into a hot zone. So that makes it much more difficult, where the responding law enforcement is there. Their primary mission is to put that threat down.